As far as the chaos we find ourselves in these days, it's difficult to say which side pulled the trigger first. AORUS deployed an automatic intercept system with drones. OSIA implemented long-range attacks to bypass them. So AORUS decided to sabotage OSIA's communications and navigation technology. AORUS couldn't launch a satellite themselves, but they were still able to hack the software of the OSIAN transmission and navigation systems. Before OSIA even noticed, half of their satellites were hijacked. That's when things got ugly. In an attempt to knock out each other's capabilities, both forces launched fighters loaded with anti-satellite missiles at the same time. Only military satellites were targeted. However, their destruction created a debris field in orbit, which wiped out scores of other satellites, both private and government-owned. What kept the world relatively sane up to that point had been free-flowing data and information. But now, those were gone. All that remained was chaos and confusion. Government and civilian broadcasts and transmissions were cut off. The flow of information had ceased. Forces on both sides of the conflict now found themselves unable to communicate with their superiors. Many of the smaller countries annexed by AORUS and yearning for their independence seized the opportunity and started their own uprisings. As for why some of OSIA's military decided to break off from the main force and continue on their own, I have no idea. Perhaps there was some sort of dispute over the chain of command. The continent that had once seen wars that were only fought between OSIA and AORUS was now full of numerous conflicts between rival leaders vying for power. Insurgencies were everywhere. I even heard a rumor that a group of Osean convicts had rebelled. Rumors. It never ceased to amaze me that even at a crazy time like this, something as trivial as a rumor could find its way here. Communications from corporate were cut off. Apparently, the entire computer network was down. It was a wise decision to make our drones autonomous with AI instead of being radio-controlled. Wise and forward-thinking. Even with their GPS offline, they can still use their sensors to navigate as long as they're working properly. I'm sure the drones are still working perfectly, following their mission orders to the letter. I wish I could upload Mihai's new data to them. But without a connection, I can't upload the software to the active drones. The new ones we're making, though, there should still be enough time to upgrade those before they're activated. I'll be taking the data I've acquired away from the front lines now. Oh, and I'll be taking the girls, too. I told my assistant Masa it was time to get Mihai's granddaughters ready to leave here. She's not much older than the girls, but she has a way about her, and I'm sure she won't have any trouble with them. I saw a plane flying off in the distance. I imagine it was looking for a safer place. The plane had a rose emblem on it.
AORUS's communication networks have been down since their satellites were destroyed. Unfortunately, we are experiencing trouble too. All of Usia has been affected, and we don't know when things will be back up and running. We're not even sure if this is AORUS's doing. Still, we will follow the strategy that was originally planned, and move on to the next operation after liberating Farbanti. Let's get to it. Since the war began, we've been receiving communications in secret from an officer in the AORUSian army.
With the capital under our control, AORUS's radical element is losing support quickly, affecting the balance of power.
HQ is thinking of using the military officer as a way to gain leverage to settle peace negotiations. The officer is currently hiding in the outskirts of Anchorhead Bay, having joined up with support dispatch from the Osean army. The plan is that they'll take a standard vehicle to a rendezvous point at a harbor in the east part of the city, where a helicopter will be waiting.
I would like the new Strider Squadron to provide escort for the officer. Cyclops will remain at the base on standby to serve as defense.
With the communication network currently down in the capital, I very much doubt AORUS will be able to mount a regimented counterattack. However, it is likely that AORUS' intelligence department and the remaining forces who are aware of the officer's movements will interfere. Keep a close eye on the officer and make sure he stays safe. Our victory in Farbanti has given us a golden opportunity to finally end this war. Be safe out there.
Take note that our satellite-based IFF has become unreliable following the recent communications failure. As such, target ID will be done by processing the images from the infrared cameras on your aircraft. Objects will initially appear as unknown on your HUDs, but will be ID'd once you close in on them for a set period of time.
Strider Squadron, you're cleared to taxi.
To the unidentified Ocean craft, this is Captain Carl of the Ocean Army. Are you here for the escort? You're not the squadron I was expecting. Are you really friendlies? Over.
This is Longcaster. Airborne warning and control system for the Ocean Long-Range Strategic Strike Group. Captain Carl, they're on our side.
And those two pilots we've heard about must be here too.
Okay, I hope you're right. Longcaster, are all of these really unknowns?
It's a state of civil war. The Erusian army is fighting itself. There's no guarantee the Oceans won't shoot us in this confusion.
We'll image process the unknowns caught in your camps to identify friend or foe. The process will be faster if you get a close-up, well-centered image.
Meanwhile, we just run if they shoot us, right?
Affirmative. Always identify your target before you fire.
War is something I'll never get used to. But tonight has been a total shock. The city under martial law. Gunfire and the roar of jets echoing through the streets.
Give me Strider Squadron's IDs. Oh, and hand me that sandwich.
Strider 2, Fox 2.
You were the ones on the radio. We don't know our location. Give us orders.
We have no orders, but we do have ID data. Check your TAC terminal.
Roger that. Room us for our way home.
Entering the Anchorhead Bay area. Buildings will block your line of sight. Make sure to keep track of your objective.
How this war ends depends on this mission. I'm counting on you.
Understood. ID'd as Ocean Forces. This is AWACS from the LRSSG.
Our info has been updated.
Strider Squadron, identify the unknowns along the route.
Bandit has a lock.
It's erosion.
They aren't responding aggressively.
General, they're conservatives. They'll listen to us. The negotiations were a success, Lancaster. They've opened up a path for us.
More the merrier.
We can't see the tops of the roofs from down here. Be on the lookout for enemy ambushes. We made it through the Anchorhead Bay area. We're heading along Highway 208 under the bridge. We're taking the coastal highway at the next ramp.
All right.
The use of drones makes war more palatable. Why don't people realize this?
There's a strict curfew. People gather in bars and other places to learn what's going on.
This is a message to all of you fighting out there. Ask yourself, what is best for our country?
Caution, enemy has a lock.
Box 2, box 2.
There's an unknown on our route. We can't proceed.
Strider 1, missile away. Stay upside down.
Box 2!
Javelin flares deployed.
Wait. General managed to convince them.
Wait, those that protect General LaBarge are the real patriots. Onward!
There's a vehicle up ahead. Think it's gonna ask us to pay a toll? Get closer and find out if it's an enemy vehicle.
We'll go. Let's go. We archived all the footage that we've shot for when the communication networks come back online.
There's a vehicle blocking the road. No response to hails. It's the radicals.
Signs of the clean warfare at the beginning of this war are now gone.
Nice work. That takes care of that one. We're heading for the highway. Thanks to you. We got out of paying that toll.
This is AWACS Argus. Those who can hear us are our allies. Your new orders are to dispose of Eduard Labarth. The Ocean Army officer with him is an imposter.
We're almost at landfill number 7. If we can make it through, we'll be in arm's reach of the rendezvous in Grudner Park. Captain Carl, do you have the means to record this conversation? I wish to explain to you the situation inside Erusia. I'm sure the boys listening upstairs will record it. The open declaration of war, expanding the front lines, was all the work of some young Erusian officers. They were referred to as the radicals, but there was an unseen force guiding them. It was technology they borrowed from the Belkans. When they actually went to war, the performance of the attack drones exceeded their wildest dreams. And they were incredibly clean, which got public opinion and the opportunists within the military on their side, and even manipulated the princess. The Belkan technology advanced UAV research within the Erusian Flight Test Center by at least 10 years. They used the flight data from a former ace pilot to create drone AI, but to us it's no different than magic or alchemy. Airplanes are meant to be flown by human beings. For those of you listening in, am I wrong? We're heading towards Grudner Park. Rendezvous point is the helipad on this man-made island. We'll ditch the car and take the helicopter from there. Thunder!
members of a military group calling itself the Free Erosions.
You guys are hoping to draw out the war, leading our country further into ruin.
An unknown is blocking our scheduled route.
No response. Got a bad feeling.
Scratching from the tail. Now those guys are part of Russia's people unit.
Anti-air gun eliminated.
Thanks. We would have been toast.
Captain Carl, we have a new rendezvous point. New coordinates are as follows. 263 Tango 4, 19er Delta Lima. Rescue team says hostiles are making the area too dangerous.
Well, yeah. Don't they know nowhere is safe?
Our capital's fall has led to another power struggle within the Erosion military.
It's all gone to hell. Even radio chatters about the Civil War. Radio? You have one in your cockpit? Yeah, ever since my previous squadron commander. I've got it taped, nice and secure.
We're about to cross Anchor Bridge. There'll be nowhere to hide.
That was something.
The bridge is being blocked off by a tank. This is good.
Which faction is the head of our organization? Need to know at once.
An armored vehicle's behind us. It's a vehicle used by the Erosion forces. Take it out!
Trigger, our VIP is in trouble. Clear the way for it.
That vehicle in front of ours! Cease fire! Reinforcements came through! Destroy aircraft with Kelly marks on the tail. Their payloads are double. Try your smokes. 3 strikes a bunch.
We've almost reached the container area. Watch out for enemy ambushes.
Understood. System failures caused friendly fire incidents among Ocean forces. Hostile tanks are keeping the armored formation at Anchor Bay from protecting the VIP. Can you clear them out for us?
No problem. If they don't respond, shoot them down! The drones are receiving my orders. Can we switch the UAVs to slave mode?
The General's vehicle is under attack. Our VIP is taking fire.
I'm hit! Get this guy off my back!
All aircraft are prohibited from taking off.
Target destroyed by Strider 1.
We made it somehow. Try to get off your ass a little faster next time. We're coming up on a tunnel. We'll need to split up until we reach the exit. There's more to Belkin technology than just UAVs. Thinking IFF designations for one was an astonishing feat. They used it to make drones that resembled Ocean fighters, and then to assassinate Harvey, putting the blame on enemy fighters. But in the end, Belkin technology brought chaos to the world.
I can't believe Rusia is responsible for Harlan's assassination. Caution, enemy has a lock.
Talking politics? That's new.
Can't ignore a story like that, right, Trigger?
You radicals were so busy developing UAVs, you forgot to develop real pilots. You are a disgrace. My engine figure. Where did that come from? I'm surrounded by nothing but friendly. No, the attack was an unintentional mistake. The drone is acting suspiciously. Shoot it down.
Accuracy. Hostile armored forces outside of the tunnel. I'm thinking that we should go say hi before they ruin the General's day.
You heard the comm. There are no friendlies out there.
Locked on.
They decided. It's 3 strikes. Who's a member of the penal unit doing crying or praying?
We're taking heavy fire. Concentrate your fire on the combat vehicle.
The fire's locked on bandit. Firing. Take it off. Get out of there. Taking fire from a friendly call.
ID is Ocean military.
How'd you last long, Caster? Keep it brief, and we're here to help.
We're under attack. Hurry up and do something.
Units were destroyed.